At a troubled time in American politics, one man has a unique perspective, having been at the center of several key turning points.
Joe Lieberman is a former senator and vice presidential candidate. Well, he sat down with KSL's Boyd Matheson for our series, A More Perfect Union, exploring the principles of the Constitution.
Former Democratic Senator and Vice Presidential candidate Joe Lieberman has been at the center of several pivotal moments in history.
Mr. President, I rise today to make a most difficult and distasteful statement.
I did. It was painful because he was my friend, but I look back at it and I'm glad I did it.
In 1998, Lieberman was the first prominent Democrat to publicly challenge President Bill Clinton's moral lapse in integrity and not telling the truth in relation to his affair with Monica Lewinsky.
The greater your authority, the greater your responsibility to live by a code of right and wrong.
In 2000, vice presidential candidate Lieberman waited along with the rest of the world for the Supreme Court to decide Bush versus Gore and the presidential election, along with his own political fate.
Al Gore, late at night, because the decision came down late, decided we have to end it now. It's just totally unfair, but for the good of the country, because we're just weeks away from Inauguration Day, and we can't jeopardize the continuity of the American government. So President Trump chose a very different way.
Lieberman believes we're facing a constitutional crisis of trust, and the most troubling part is the extent to which people are not willing to accept court decisions, especially the interpretation of the Constitution by the Supreme Court.
In response to the Supreme Court overruling the Roe versus Wade. So I disagree with that decision, but Lord knows there shouldn't be a violent reaction to it. It's the law of the land now, and now people who think it's wrong have options to try to elect enough people to Congress to write a law.
What's the one thing you wish that citizens across the country would think about relating to the Constitution?
So I think the most important thing is for people across the country to appreciate how fortunate, really blessed we are to live in a country that's been guided by this document, the American Constitution, that created our government, enshrined our liberties.
But Lieberman cautions we won't be able to keep our republic and those liberties unless we, the people, respect all three branches of government.
Article 1 of the Constitution creates Congress. That was not an accident. Article 2 creates the presidency. So the president is second to Congress because Congress represents all the people. And Article 3 is the courts.
Together, all three maintain a balance of power vital to ensuring America remains a free country and a beacon of liberty to the world. Boyd Matheson for KSL 5 News.